G'day everyone, welcome back to the devlog for RecMotorSports. Today I wanted to talk about what improvements I've made, what changes, and what I've added in the recent work that I've done. Quickly touch on too, I do apologize for not showing any much work recently. I did take a big break from working on this to just do some personal stuff, catch up on my life, since I don't have a lot of time right now to actually work on this sort of thing. Okay, so what's new? The first thing I want to touch on is I've been working with the Probuilder on Rec Room Studio. And the first thing that I touched on is just to try it out, and I made this shed here, which I think looks pretty great. Not anything too fancy, but it definitely does give off that Rec Room feel, which is what I'm going for. Other one that I did with Probuilder is I made up these arrow signs, which are based off the ones from Rec Rally. They're not exactly one-to-one, but they are pretty convincing as a Rec Room object, and I'm pretty proud of them, honestly. I love these. So I've gone and put these around in places where it is not very obvious on where to go. So you can see, like just here, they've been placed so you can see very clearly which way the track goes. And these will pretty well be the theme for the entire track, right around and back towards the finish. The next one I want to touch on is the CV2 progress. I have done a few more touches to it. I've kind of cleaned it up to get my head back into the game of how it all works. And I've gone ahead and set up the leaderboard. So now whenever you go through the track and you complete a lap, it will save that lap time and actually be able to be displayed over here as a best lap and a best overall time. It is technically displayed here as 1 hour 49 minutes. I did want to have the milliseconds displayed, so that'll be actually displayed as 1 minute 49 seconds and 12 milliseconds. Now, with that being said, the first game mode time trial is technically now in a functioning state. We can come just here. There is a trigger volume here to press on. The game will start in 10 seconds. And as you can see, it spawns myself and Delta into the cars, ready to take off and begin racing. So one thing I wanted to touch on too was a little bit of the background, since I didn't really show this off in the last video. The main thing I wanted to touch on is how the checkpoint system works. The checkpoint system uses this data table right here, which actually holds the coordinates and the rotation for every checkpoint within the map. Now this data table is read by these two data table read cells here, which is then split into their numbers, which are fed into Vector3 and Quaternion creates. These are then fed into an overlap box running at 30 Hz, which in turn actually creates the invisible bounding box for each checkpoint. Each checkpoint is roughly 50 meters by about 10 meters high, which gives it plenty of room to cover the width of the track, and enough room that if you somehow manage to fly up, you will still be able to hit it, and gives it a pretty safe bounding box to actually make your way through the track. Now this overlap box does have a lot of checks behind it, and once it is checked, it is then sending event senders to the local player. Now lastly, one little thing I wanted to mention as well is I have been doing a couple more touches on the terrain just to make it more user friendly. So you can see here there is now a ramp coming up the side. This is so if you aren't paying attention and you manage to fail this jump, you have the opportunity to get back on track and keep going. Anyways, that'll be all for today. Don't worry though, there's still plenty more to come. If you wish to participate in testing in this, there will be a server linked below. Just feel free to join that and you'll be able to see the updates, photos, and any times I'll be running a public playtest. But that'll be all for now. Have a good one.